First of all, I start out with 2 eggs. I crack my eggs on the edge of the counter because it usually prevents you from getting shells in there quite as much as compared to doing it on the edge of a bowl. I got the 2 eggs. Then I will take, and I'm turning my pan on to high to start out with. I'm just using a little bit of bacon grease. I prefer bacon grease because it adds really, really good flavor. After I cook my bacon, I cool it, pour it in a container, and store it in the refrigerator. You can also use butter or margarine or some type of oil, other oil, but this gives the eggs a really special flavor. I take my fork and I'm going to just beat up the eggs a little bit. It doesn't have to be a huge, huge amount. Then I add probably, for 2 eggs, about a tablespoon of water. The more you beat them, the fluffier the eggs will be. But, you know, if you're in a hurry, just get them beat together. I'm going to add some cheese. Let's see, for 2 eggs, I will probably add just 1 piece of cheese. This is just American cheese. It seems to melt better. Now I'm going to turn this down because it's been on high. You don't want to cook ever on high all the time, just to get the pan warmed up. Now I'm turning it way down to a medium heat. See, that was just the right amount for that pan to get good and hot. Now, when you put you can season it with whatever you want. I will season it with a little salt. You can put pepper. You could add, if you really wanted to, you can add anything to scrambled eggs, you know, peppers, green peppers, that type of thing, little bacon bits, ham bits. But when you dump it in, don't just immediately start stirring it. If you scramble it really fast while you're cooking it, you don't get as fluffy of an egg. Now I'm just kind of picking it up and lightly stirring it around. You see how fluffy these eggs are? Now, at this point, you can, sometimes I'll take a spoon, or you can take a spatula, it doesn't matter. And I'm trying to get the cheese melted around. Now I'm going to turn this whole thing off. There's no heat going, and now this will just slowly, slowly cook. And you just keep kind of flip them and just wait a moment. See, I'm not doing a whole lot of this continually. Sometimes I let them get brown, but I think they're about ready. And there you go. Perfectly cooked scrambled eggs.
How to make hard-boiled eggs. First, you want to use eggs that are 5 to 7 days old. So it's best if you can purchase them at least a week in advance at the grocery store and let them sit. Older eggs are easier to peel than fresh eggs. You're going to take your eggs, place them in your pan, 1 layer deep. Then you're going to fill your pan until the water is 1 inch above your eggs. To measure, it's 1 inch from the tip of your finger to your first knuckle. And to see if you have enough, just stick your finger in, and if it comes up to your knuckle, then you know you have enough water. You want to make sure that the water that you put in your pan is cold water. Adding about a teaspoon of salt helps keep the eggs from cracking and helps them to peel easier. Then you're going to turn on your heat to medium-high, bring your eggs to a boil, and then cook for 10 to 11 minutes. If you are at high altitude, you'll want to add an additional 2 to 3 minutes boiling time to your eggs. This recipe is on page 50 in our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 2. You can find it at livingonadime.com. The link is in the description below. When you're done boiling, you're going to take them off the heat, drain off the boiling water, and put in cool water. And if you'd like, you can add a few ice cubes to help cool the water down quicker. You want to completely cool the eggs before peeling. Then you're going to empty out your water. Used to identify hard-boiled eggs in the fridge is we just take a Sharpie and just put a mark on them, and then we know those are hard-boiled. And there you have perfectly hard-boiled eggs. To make your hard-boiled eggs in an Instant Pot, place your eggs 1 layer deep. Fill with 1 cup of water. Then you're going to turn your Instant Pot on high pressure for 5 minutes. Let it cook for 5 minutes. Let it cool down for 5 minutes, and then release the pressure. After 5 minutes, you're going to release the steam. I put a towel over the vent so that I don't blow food-laden steam all over my ceiling and cabinets. Then you want to take your eggs, let the eggs completely cool in the ice water before peeling. All right, then after your eggs have cooled, get them all over. You can drain the water out if you want. I leave the water in and rinse my eggs. Look how easy those peel in the Instant Pot. I do like the Instant Pot for eggs. This recipe is in our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1 on page 209. To make easy deviled eggs, cut your hard-boiled eggs in half. Then put your egg yolks in a plastic bag. Then in your plastic bag, you're going to add your mustard, your salt, and your mayonnaise. And if you want to add an extra bit of flavor, put a little bit of bacon grease in with your deviled eggs. Close the bag and smash your egg yolks in with your mayonnaise, mustard, and bacon grease. Get the air out. There we go. Yeah, that'll go better. Just, whoops, oh dear. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, we saved the day. There we go. Okay, get it back down in there. There. Oh, yum, that looks so good. Place your eggs on your tray. Then snip a tiny hole off your bag and smush all that yummy goodness down into the corner of your bag and start filling. Then if you want color, you can add some paprika on top. We don't, because we don't like paprika, and we like the taste of these best, just like they are. And there you have yummy deviled eggs. Roughly cut up your eggs in your bowl. Then you're going to smash your eggs in your bowl. Add your mayonnaise and your mustard and seasoned salt or just regular salt, whichever you would like. Smash that all together until well combined. And there you have delicious egg salad. This recipe is in our Dining on a Dime Cookbook, Volume 1 on page 144. What you want to do is you want to take your pan and you want to put your butter in and let your butter melt. Then swirl it around. You want a medium-high heat. Take your egg and gently put it in the center. Now what you're doing is you're watching for all this white to set up right there, okay? Wow, that's looking good. Okay, so it's setting up on the outside. Now we're waiting for this portion to set up. Now I like mine crispy, a little bit crispy on the edge, so I wait for it to turn just a little bit crispy. Now, if you're dairy-free like I am, I used butter this time for the show, but if you're dairy-free, I just use a cooking oil spray. You can use any cooking oil you want. This is avocado. I just happen to like avocado. But I mean, you could use canola oil, sunflower oil, even shortening if you want. Anything that doesn't have dairy or dairy-free butter if you would like. Okay, so now you can see it is almost all set up, getting nice and golden on the edges there. Gonna let it go about 20 more seconds. Let this finish setting up. Now very gently get underneath, under the yolk, and just go like that. Now at this point I turn my heat off and let it just finish cooking slightly. Like I said, I like mine crispy. If you don't like it crispy, just turn your heat down just a little bit, or don't use butter. Use something other than butter if you don't want it to get brown also. Then let it cook for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Then you take your bread, and we are going to slide it on our bread right there. You have the perfect egg. Please visit our website, livingonadime.com, to get this delicious egg recipe and our Dining on a Dime cookbook.